So if you didn't know, over in Switzerland and in the UAE, they use strategies that allows their private investors to actually secure, check this out, secure their principals with assets to protect in the case of a default in a loan. Now, you may typically say, well, that's typical. That's how my house was bought. That's how my car was bought. And in business, that's how my equipment was bought. Or my commercial building was bought. Now, that's true in a sense. But at the end of the day, those are executable mechanisms. So what does that mean when I say that? When I say they're executable mechanisms, that means, and we're going to keep this in the business world. If you have equipment and you leverage that equipment, or you use that equipment as collateral for a loan from a private lender, that private lender, if you default, that private lender, number one, they have to go and secure that equipment, right? They have to go get it. That's an execution. They have to do something. They have to go get it. Then they have to sell it, right? Which means they may or may not get all the money from it. I mean, just think about it like a foreclosure on a home. The house might be worth $300,000, but it's being foreclosed for $250,000. The bank may end up with $270,000. They're still shy of the $30,000 that they were owed, right? So typically in those situations, they get around 70 to 90% of the asset when the asset, at the end of that particular period, when that asset is taken away from the borrower. So the Swiss and the UAE has been doing this for years, and I actually thought I came up with something new, but what I realized after doing more research globally, more than just in the US, I realized, well, there's other countries that actually do what I'm about to propose to you. And now I'm talking to the private investors. Now, small business owners, this is a benefit to you. This should be beneficial to you, right? They do things like this in record deals. If you didn't know, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, all of them, they were all privy to this type of structure. So now I'm going to show you, private investor, this little strategy that you may or may not know. And if you know, then I don't understand why small business owners aren't getting more funding. Okay, so let's talk about it. Number one, small business owner needs a loan. The only way to protect that loan is not by looking at credit. Credit does not mean they're going to pay you back, right? Credit is just a history of what they did. But for some reason, that doesn't mean it's going to pay you back. Does it mitigate some of the risk? It quantifies it, but it doesn't remove the risk, right? At the end of the loan, if they defaulted, you can't say, well, they had an 820 credit score, so ... What happens? Nothing. The only thing that can happen is it goes on collections, it goes against the credit report, blah, 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 right? What did the investor get back? Zero. He's got nothing. All he got to do was report that the person was a bad actor.